Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a circuit that demands absolute precision, bravery, and just a little bit of luck. Tonight I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, and it's green, green, green here at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale. Side by side, there goes Sean Stan, the Stan Man, and the 000 as well. Papa Green made up 3 positions in 2 laps. With Leslie Simpkins now throws his elbows out at Druid.
Tonight, the season reaches its breaking point. Under the lights of one of endurance racing's most punishing of battlegrounds, Sebring International Raceway. This is the finale for Sausage Dodgers Racing SPR Services Endurance Tour after a season of strategy, speed, setbacks, and survival. It all comes down to this. The GTP prototypes bring the raw speed, precision, and the pressure at the front, while the GT3 machines bring the door-to-door intensity, class traffic, and battles that can change in a single braking zone. Sebring is never kind. The bumps, the concrete, the darkness, and the traffic all demand respect. Every lap is a test of patience and commitment. Every pit stop matters. Every pass through Sunset Bend could be the difference between championship glory and heartbreak. With titles, pride, and bragging rights on the line, the drivers will have to manage the chaos of multi-class endurance one final time. The season has built to this very moment, and now there's nowhere left to hide. Welcome to Sebring. Welcome to the finale. Sausage Dodgers Racing Endurance Tour, brought to you by SPR Services, starts now. Joined with me in the broadcast booth tonight is going to be none other than Jack McCarthy and Benedetto De Viso. We all know and love him as Benny Boy. The keys to the race tonight: surviving the bumps, surviving the traffic, nailing that pit stop, and of course, surviving turn 17, that Sunset Bend. Here to take us through the championship standings are gonna be Benny Boy and none other than Jack McCarthy.
Well, I'll leave GT3 to you, Benny. If you,
I'll go for these.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be here this evening. Obviously, seeing it from the other side in the commentary box, something that I'm not normally doing. So I am doing a bit of a Martin Brundle here. So yeah, we've got the championship standings here, where Zach Sweeney is going to be leading off, followed by Matthew Clark. James Piper is currently on for a podium, followed by Paul Clark, Marino Klarowicz, myself in 6th, Simon Darch, Simran Gill, Josiah Annis, Nick Ewers, Andrew Kesserton, Lloyd Butler, Simone Tegas, Louis Butler, Piero Paolo Aletto, Zoltan Ardzed, Julien Colbert, and Simon Music.
You are much better at names than me, Benny. And for the GTPs, Andrew Kenny with a nice lead, leading the championship. It's pretty much wrapped up for him on 124 points. Mark Richard in 2nd. Danny Moffat in 3rd. Those two are pretty tight, only 2 points between them. And Oscar Corbett just behind on 110. So it's going to be good for that, good battle for those last few podium places. Robert Scoville in 5th. Tim Williams 6th. Paul Sims in 7th, myself in 8th, Chris Carr, Lewis Fitchner, Edgar Ege Odzeme. Yeah, that's how probably I say it. I have no idea. And yeah, the rest of the drivers basically aren't racing, so I think we should move along.
And one moment as we have a brief technical issue. This is a perfect time for our boys to talk about the race and what we can expect from Sebring.
I think tonight we're going to see, well, it's dark for one, so that changes everything when it comes to traffic management. You know, it's just lights instead of actually seeing the space in front of you. Sebring is notoriously unlit in a lot of places, unlike some tracks. As you can see, sunset is complete pitch black behind the drivers there, and yeah, it's surviving the treacherous nature of Sebring.
Definitely going to be that tonight. Being, in the dark, that is going to completely change the game for passing traffic. It's going to be considerably more risky, I would say, now for the GTPs in certain aspects of this track compared to daylight running. But also for the GT3s, because as anybody knows who's driven a GT3, with a GTP behind you, they catch you quick. And when they are flashing their lights, it's quite blinding at times. But yeah, I think there's obviously a lot to go on tonight on what's going to happen. Andrew Kenny's currently sitting on pole for the GTPs, followed by Mark Richards. With pretty much the championship wrapped up in the bag, it's going to be interesting to see how much Andrew risks tonight. As we all know from his performance, I think last week at the Nürburgring, he definitely likes to send it in some fairly, well, not obvious racing places. I think you would agree there, Jack.
Yeah, Andrew gets locked in, and the aggression really comes out. It's great for us. Keeps it exciting. So, but those poor GT3s, bless them, they can get bullied by Andrew.
Yeah, it's definitely terrifying when you see Mr. Kenny in your mirrors, or any GTP for that matter. But yeah, looking sort of at the GT3 grid as well, that is that's quite a tight one as well, because I believe it's Zach Sweeney and Matthew Clark fighting it out in that championship, and Zach Sweeney's currently on pole with Matthew Clark in P3. So that's going to be interesting how that battle unfolds with, of course, Louis Butler in the middle, but I think due to a drop round, he is currently out of contention for the championship.
It's going to be a fight amongst those guys for sure. It's always is with the GT3s. It was great at the ring last week, actually. There was some really good, they were stuck together for a long time. So hopefully we get the same here tonight.
Indeed, and I think we're getting a great top shot here at the minute, aren't we, Jack? Of what the track
Just how
conditions are
dark
going to
it
be
is,
like.
yeah.
How dark,
Yeah.
how Sunset Bend is now pitch black Bend. Really, there is no
Well, I
sunset
think,
at the
yeah,
end of it.
most of the corners are pitch black. It's actually quite nice when you've got a car behind you because it lights up the track a little bit more. So, and in front of you, of course, you can kind of see more of where the track's going. So
Yeah, no, this is definitely going to be a difficult one, and I think not that I can see the track temperatures, but I think they're probably fairly cool, even
yeah.
though it's
for
gonna,
Sebring,
for Sebring, yes, as we all know during the day, the Florida heat definitely bears down quite a lot on that. So
it bakes that surface. It really does.
it does indeed. So yeah, we've got I think, a very good grid for this final round. Lots of people attending, which is pretty good, and it's looking to be a good race. And I think as the GTPs now just come onto the back straight, getting ready to go, the GT3s are now dropping back. And you can see, I think it's Fitchner at the back who is dropping back at the GTPs, possibly expecting some chaos into turn one by the looks. So he's taking
It looks like there's a GTP in amongst the GT3s from the track map. I'm not sure who that is.
Simulac. Looks like a new
current
driver to the championship. We'll get that sorted here in a second.
It does look like it, if I'm right. It looks, yeah. Here we go, though. They're around sunset.
Here we go. Let's get ready for the chaos as the safety car is about to peel into the pits, and we're going to go racing. And the lights
And the
are
green
holding.
flag drops. There we go. Yeah.
They're away.
Boogity boogity, as they say in the States.
Boogity, boogity, boogity. Race away we go. And that looks like a fairly clean start to turn one. Is that, I believe, Mark Richards, Andrew Kenny fighting it out there. Who's going to get into the first corner? I think that is Andrew Kenny. going through the front as the GT3s will come round, and that looks to be Zach Sweeney. I think Louis Butler's taking the lead there, so Zach Sweeney's taking it safe.
Still on the grass.
On the grass, we've got someone going off at the back.
That's it.
And is this going to be, are we going to see a performance here from Louis Butler of, he's out of the championship, so he is just going to go for the win, whereas both I think Zach Sweeney and Matthew Clark need to take the journey, and Clark has dropped to 4th from what I can see there.
Mark Richards has taken the lead of the GTPs. And Andrew Kenny's going back at him on the inside. Oh, they're making contact!
touch!
Oh no! There's that aggression. I wonder if Andrew's got damage from that, because that was quite a big hit. Those GTPs are made out of paper mache, so we'll see.
That was a big impact, and I think we can see there are a few Sausage Dodger GTPs running the Majors 24 livery, so that's going to make it even more interesting to find out who it is in the dark.
yeah. This gives us a hint of what Majors will be like this weekend. So
I thought the liveries weren't loading for a second. When I saw Tim in a white car, I got scared. But no, you're absolutely right. They are running the 24-hour liveries this week.
Yep. Me and Benny will be racing for our respective teams, our 2 GTP teams. So it's very exciting. Big weekend ahead for SDR.
Yeah, no, and I think we've got some battles going on here in the GT3 field. I'm just going to see who that is. Alex down in this Mercedes, who's getting stuck behind the Mustang by the looks of Simon Darch, which again, the Mustang has fantastic straight line speed. Bit of a handful in the corners though, as I understand it.
It's all that freedom.
It is all that freedom power, and that was going slightly wide by Anis again. So he's under some real pressure here into turn 1.
Looks like it.
And is that, I believe that's James Piper hunting him down in the Ferrari. Now, listening to the practice sessions, he wasn't particularly happy in that car.
I see. He also is in contention for a podium, so James made a fantastic drive to secure that in the championship.
So it sounds like it's going to be a recovery drive then, I'm going to guess there, Jack. He's got quite a few places to climb. What's that? He's currently in 10th place. I'll just check on the figures. Who is behind him in the Drivers' Championship?
Goes for a move here at the hairpin corner, and the 999 of James Piper parks it like a pro and is able to get through on Darsh.
Yeah, so just looking at the standings, his direct fight is with Anis, so he is going to have to make sure he stays in front of Anis this race.
Yeah.
So Piper and Anis being so close, that could be a battle to watch.
That could get pretty feisty.
I think it will.
It'll be good between the front four of the GT. Well, those front four of the GTP are stuck together as well. They're all within a second of each other. And Oscar's right up against the wall.
I say, was that a contact there, or did he get away with it?
I think he'll get away with that, just about. But he lost time by the looks of it. Andrew was breathing down Mark's neck. We all know how fast Andrew is, so it's.
And I think this is Danny Moffat, is it not, in the Lucky Charms Cadillac?
Yeah, we love that Lucky Charms Cadillac. It's probably the livery of the season, other than SDRs, obviously.
You know, I think it's a great looking livery, but is it going to bring him luck tonight? What do you reckon?
I think so. James Piper has picked up another position, just got past Andrew Kellerton for P8. So looking good for him. He'll be sniffing down the neck of Anis for the rest of the race, I think.
Yeah, and that's going to be, as we say, a battle to watch.
Looks like Andrew does have the pace on mark here, but because he did set a slightly quicker lap time last lap. We'll see how that goes. Mark's saying, apart from the Nürburgring last weekend, that was we really did him dirty in the commentary booth, because every time we spoke about him, it seemed like he had a crash.
Did. Oh, and this is
whoa, pass on the grass as Piper tries to go for a move on Josiah Anis. Now he'll go for the dive here at the hairpin. He looks to the inside line, but can't park it there. You can't park it there, sir. This is a racetrack, not a parking lot. As he goes for the move, he loses out a little bit of ground, 3/10 the gap currently between himself and Josiah.
This is going to be a fight that's going to go on all night, and I think there are similar sort of fights going on at the front of the GT3 field as well. Looking at the time splits, they're all sort of within 3/10, dropping to half a second between the top three. I think this is going to be a tough fight all night round here, bearing in mind this is, I believe, the longest session along with Silverstone we hosted, I think, back in round 3, I want to say.
It's a long race here tonight, so get comfy, boys. Hope you brought the slippers in the booth, keep those toes warm.
I've certainly got my hot chocolate here, ready for a long night in the Florida heat.
In Florida, you need the bug spray to keep the mozzies away.
Yes, no, definitely got that as well.
Taking a look at the weather, it is a nice and comfortable 22 degrees out for the air temperature. Track temperature, not too bad either, 23 degrees, so expect some pretty blazing fast lap times as the 2 minutes flat trickle in from Butler and Sweeney. 148, if you're curious, for Mark Richards being the last lap, best lap that time by. Oh, here comes Kenny.
Side by side. Oh, that's really good to watch.
And they are side by side from here. Oh, I think there's a little bit of contact, possibly net code, and they are.
No!
No!
Oh, they were
avoiding action. There's going to have to be avoiding action here. That is a massive crash by
Andrew Kenny,
Andrew
Mark
Kenny.
Richards.
That's our championship leader. Let's see if we can get a replay of what happened here, brought to you by SPR Services. So Richards and Kenny side by side going through the kink there. It's all okay until we get on the loud pedal. We're watching this in slow-mo, so single file line. Andrew Kenny is out in front. And then he gets on the curb and he loses it all on his own. And Mark Richards has nowhere to go as he's caught up in the chase. And then Kenny spins, and we kind of saw the rest unfold from there.
Yeah. Oscar gets into him as well, I think. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. And
Moffat does brilliantly to avoid there as well.
And I think this is what we were talking about. Kenny's sort of aggressive style of racing. 100% all the time, and I think he just took that too much curb there, which obviously spun him out. And I think that's going to be a warning to the rest of the drivers tonight that the championship leader in GTP, who has generally run away from the field, has made a mistake like that, which is, that's going to be a warning to the rest of the field here. That it's a long race, settle in, take your chances when they come, but don't overdrive the car.
Yeah. Opened up the race for Danny Moffat as well. After seeing Mark Richards pick up some damage there, so I think Danny Moffat will show some pace at this point in the race. Obviously, he'll have a repair when he has the pit stop, but I assume he's going to stay out because it's too early to pit. The pit window's probably not open yet.
Indeed, and just looking at the standings as well, there's 2 points between Richards and Moffat. So if Danny, manages to stay out, finish ahead, I think he's got to finish 2 places in front of Mark to get that points that have been awarded tonight.
Yeah, you can see that gap it was 1.2 at the start of the lap. I say that and it flies back up again, but no, there you go. It is coming down, I reckon. It was quite significant contact from Mark there, so I would not be surprised if he's got some front end damage. Like that's really affecting the turning of that car.
Yeah, and I think here we've got a view of, was it Zach Sweeney coming in? Yeah, just hunting down Lou Butler now, which we expected to happen. But looking back further in the film, I think Jake Piper's managed to he snuck up the 6th there whilst all that was going on.
It is, yeah. It's a good drive from James. That will puts a place between him and Anis. So
this is definitely going to be a race for the ages. I think it's a very good season finale so far.
I think keep an eye on that Moffat-Richards gap the whole time, because I think that will fluctuate and Danny will be on the back of Mark. But then, what will be good about that, Mark has the pace, so even if he drops a few positions now, he'll be able to gain it back later.
No, I think you're right on that. And when we were, doing the temperature talk, obviously, where it's, it's cooler temperatures, do you think as the drivers realise that they're actually pushing their tyres harder than they may normally do? Do you think that could be something for Andrew?
Maybe. I think the curb's just really caught him out there. Like, he's probably just got on the gas on the curb and lost the rear. Or just unsettled the car. You know how the curbs here are quite brutal. So none of them are small.
Yeah, no, they're absolutely vicious. And I believe this is now Lloyd Butler we're looking at, which is obviously the second driver of the Butler family currently taking this season by storm a little bit.
It's a family affair, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think we've obviously got Louis, his uncle, there as well.
Spinner GT3.
And there's a spinner. Who was that?
Lloyd.
Lloyd Butler, the
Commentator's curse.
Strikes again. I'm convinced everyone watches the race like whilst they're driving and they just hear their name and spin. Or was there contact here? I'm not sure.
So this is pure Paulo Aletto's crash. I'm trying to find out how this had anything to do with it.
Spun in the middle of the track. Is it a bad rejoin? Oh, I mean, yeah, it's not great, is it?
Ooh.
He's spun the car around and parked up on the racing line as cars are coming around the corner. So
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Difficult place to be in. The Italian man had nowhere to go, unfortunately. That definitely opens up the battle between Josiah Anise, Pier Paolo Aletto, and Lloyd Butler now. The trio glued together for 11th, 12th, and 13th overall, but this is 6, 7, 8.
That's giving Michael some breathing space as well.
it is, yeah.
So he's just got to slowly keep building that lead. He has to, and it's to, I think, get on that podium. He's got to finish ahead of him.
So if I'm right in saying the GTPs are 100% a two-stop round here, aren't they? They might even be free, depending on fuel usage, I assume. It's 45 minutes to a stint. So, no, it's definitely, it's a two-stop, isn't it? So
It's a two-stop.
Just thinking how Oscar's races can get affected, that's all. Because obviously he pitted early to get all that damage.
Yeah, it means, depends what other chaos is going to happen. Obviously, in this championship, you don't have a safety car to bring the field back together. So it is just going to have to be a sprint to the finish and hope that somehow the guys who are higher up tangle with a bit of traffic.
Well, that's when I introduced my special guest, Michael Massey. So that could mix things up quick, couldn't they? Get Michael Massey in the booth. We'll get him to drop a few safety cars.
I mean, there is obviously talk in the next iRacing update that safety cars may become a thing.
It would be good. Obviously, it's a feature in the oval racing already. It has been for a long time. I was talking about this the other night. We've got Simon Darch off the track.
Was Simon Darch hit there? Because that's a hell of a way to go around the track.
It was. Was that a little GTP punt maybe? I did see a GTP going past at the time.
That would be Andrew Kenny cutting through the field again. So nobody's getting blue flags for him since he's on the same lap as them, unfortunately.
So was that a Kenny send possibly that caught Simon Darch out there in the Mustang?
Even if they didn't make contact, Andrew might have flown it into a corner and given no choice for Darch to turn in essentially or whatnot, or just put him off completely and send him off the track. It's so easy to do that.
Indeed. And so hang on, something's also happened to Louis Butler here because he's down now in 4th. So
He is.
has there been some more chaos that has happened at the GT3? Because this is now Matthew Clark, who again is in contention for the championship and has to finish ahead of Sweeney to have any chance of winning it. So something's happened. I don't know if there was a coming together.
Or a spin. He does like a spin from time to time, does Louis. So
practice being
Yeah.
so young and useful.
That's it. And he's so fast. He, wants to keep it interesting for himself.
Yeah, he's got a real sporting attitude, this kid. He likes to make his life harder and slowly get back up to the top.
Leslie in chat, cheering on JM in the booth. I'm here, brother. Just quietly watching and waiting for my opportunity to strike, just like a couple of these GTPs cutting through the field right now.
Hello, Leslie. How you doing, mate? Leslie's also part of our...
No!
Oh, we've got a bit of a GT3 crack. Oh.
That was
Clark. That must have been
Clark.
contact between Louis, yeah. I assume they've made contact there. Yeah, boy, he just stuck his nose in. It's a bit...
That's a bit naughty, that one.
And as I was saying, Leslie will be one of the drivers of our GTP first team this weekend at the Majors 24. With Mark, Tim, myself, Oscar, and Andrew. So, a good group there. And who's on your team again?
I have got the two Chris's on my team. Chris with a C, Chris with a K, and Simon Music, who is also racing for us.
Did done a few with Simon. He's good to have around. He's a great driver as well, good pace. So.
Yeah, no, it's looking to be a good weekend with the guys. We're hoping to have a decent result. And we all seem to be roughly at the same pace according to pre-qualifying, so it should be good.
Have you ever done a majors before, Sago?
No, I've never done a majors before, but I have run a couple of 24-hour events through RCI and Arcus when they were around, and they were great events. And I'm just so proud to be part of an organization that's doing events like that. Not only are they doing events like that, the sausages are putting on events like this, such as a special event coming up right around the corner. If you're interested in joining us for any of our activities, we have a Porsche Cup Championship coming up very soon as well, sponsored by Barham Engines. We have our GT3 series coming up also on Sundays, and it'll be a GT3 series on Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, correct. That's the plan. That was good. It was good fun. Looking forward to the upcoming leagues, and normally mid-season as well we will announce leagues after that, so or even before that, so just keep an eye out. So we also run Formula stuff, and we may even run because the new V's coming out, there's talks of a new V championship, which could be good fun. We'll get some small tracks and blast around in some extremely slow Formula cars, which is great, really close racing, which is always good. And Leslie's asking for a quick breakdown. So Andrew Kenny's starting on pole. Oh, and we've got a car in the wall there. Sorry, is that James? Oh, it's James. Oh no.
James Piper off the track. It looks like that might have been self-inflicted. Let's see if we can get an incident replay brought to you by SPR Services to see what happened to Piper here.
Yeah, just lose it on exit.
That's a very strange place to lose it, though.
It must
Very.
be. I assume.
Yeah.
You might be right. They might be pushing their tyres. I mean, 22 degrees is cool, but it's still possible to get hot tyres. I'm sure you know that. You can overdrive the car quite easily. So.
Yeah, you can. I don't know if it's giving them a sense of that they can push the cars really hard, and maybe just in the dog, where again, for anyone that's driven this track, the perception of the curbs and everything is slightly different in the dark. Mm-hmm. It's just catching them out.
But, as I was saying, quick race breakdown for Leslie. Andrew Kenny started on pole, had incident for the GTPs with well, him and Mark Richards, because Mark Richards took the lead again. They were battling for position, and there was a little incident, as Charles Leclerc would say, with Andrew Kenny on the curb, and it caught up Oscar and Mark with some damage. But Mark's doing a great job keeping that lead with some damage. Zach Sweeney, has he kept the lead from the start? I believe so.
Yeah, he's kept it from. I believe he dropped back, obviously, where Louis Butler was leading for a portion, but Zach has now, done what he sort of has done most of this season, where lets Louis sort of drive off into the distance. Louis has another little incident, and then proceeds to retake the lead. Sort of, I think that there's a Carl's meme in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's keeping on it. He's being kept honest though, Sweeney, tonight, because Butler will be back up there quite soon with his pace and. Smoluk, I don't know how you say that.
I'd say Smoluk, possibly. Ukrainian driver who I believe is he new to the championship this round? That's not a name I reckon.
Maybe, but he's keeping Sweeney very honest. That gap is not changing much, is it? So
no, it's not, and they're in they're in exactly the same machine. They're both in Mercedes AMGs, so it's going to be a straight fight between the drivers here. In fact, I think the top three are all Mercedes.
Yeah, the Mercedes must be strong here.
Yeah, obviously they're following the same trend that currently is ongoing in the real Formula One, where Mercedes are sort of dominating.
James Piper now though got some work to do again to get ahead of Anis for his podium position in the championship. So he's got a lot of work to do now. That's a bigger gap, and I assume after that spin he would have lost some confidence and maybe lost some, his feel of the tyres. But you know what it's like with this new tyre model. You can really, once you have a spin, it can take quite a while to recover. So you need to stay quite warm and keep the heat there, and gotta keep it pretty cool.
Yeah, no, you've got to keep those tyres cool, and here we seem to have, I think, Mark Richards is starting to be attacked by Danny Moffat as he, we're coming down into one of the biggest braking zones of the track. Mark defending the inside there well. Danny is just biding his time. I don't know if, here we go, there's a car
side by side.
Side by side. And Danny Moffat is through. However, Mark could come back here. It's a heavy braking zone. Is Danny going to poke back out, cover the inside line? No, he's just taking the racing line, and Mark is playing sensible.
I think Mark's going to keep it as, basically lose as least time as possible, because he knows he's got the pace once he gets that damage repaired. So he'll, he may lose some time, as I said earlier, but as soon as that pit stop comes, I think Mark will have to pass that, be up behind Danny Moffat and have to get past him.
Indeed. And is that Andrew Kenny on the tail there? Because looking at the timing, Tim Williams is 10 seconds back. So is that Andrew Kenny already coming back through the field?
I think so. It probably is. You know what he's like. He drives like a man possessed. So
well, it is. Yeah, there it is. Andrew Kenny is a man possessed, a man on a mission. I mean, that is some serious race pace from Kenny there, who is recovering. The only thing is, he's got to be careful he does not get tangled up with the leading cars. So he is essentially being a GT3 here for a bit.
Yeah, he is considerably faster looking at the live time. He did a 1:47.8, which he's the only person to a 47 in the whole race. The second quickest is Danny Moffat with a 1:48.3, so that's a good half a second quicker than anyone else on the track so far. So yeah, Andrew's got the pace. It's a long race, but a lap is it's a long way. So,
but this is impressive to even come back this far with the leading pair.
Sure.
Now the question is here: is Mark going to use Andrew as a bit of a battering ram to take opportunities against Daniel? Oh, Mark's gone straight ahead.
He'll keep that clean, but just locked up on the braking.
Yeah, and I have a feeling the commentator's curse really is real. That's the second time tonight.
Yes. Listen, Mark, we're so sorry.
Apologies, Mark. So is that a Leto that has now got through on Anis? It is. So is Anis carrying some damage here, because Leto was right on him for a lot of that, and he's just slowly backing off now?
Maybe. The tyre wear around here is pretty brutal, if I'm correct. Am I right in saying that? I know it's cool temperatures, but I don't know what it's like in the GT3s. I think the GT3s you can double at night if you're careful. But,
Yeah, I mean, the GT3s, it's pretty hard on the tyre life because there's a lot of hard braking zones, a lot of turning, a bit of trail braking here and there. You know, Sebring has a bit of everything for everybody. But,
yeah, 2 really fast corners as well, 3 fast corners as well.
Who have we got here? This is Nick Ewers and Simon Darch. Simon Darch in the Mustang. Nick Ewers, I believe, in the BMW. American Freedom versus German Power. Who is going to win out here?
Freedom always wins, brother.
Well, Freedom currently steamrolling away on the straight as the Mustang uses that straight line speed. Do you want to attempt to say his first name, Jack? Do you want to?
Absolutely. No,
That's
that's too many letters and syllables for my brain to compute. So,
I think it's. I'm gonna give it a go. It's a Pierre Paolo. That is.
see,
Obviously.
that Italian
Alright.
heritage is coming through.
It is, yes. Though most people, as you know, who look at my name and hear my voice, go, How does that work? How are you?" And I say, "Yeah, it just is this."
The only Italian I know is arrivederci.
That's a very good Brad Pitt impression.
Arrivederci.
I don't know what you guys think, but it looks like the race is settling down a lot now. The gap seems to be getting bigger.
Sweat a bit.
About 45 minute mark, I think, for the GTPs we're expecting to pit, so that's another quarter of an hour away. And what? I think a 55 minute, I would say, for the GT3's 50 minute.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see some pit stop action just yet, unless we have some more major incidents. Oh, but we have someone in the pits. Who's that?
That is Darch. That's Simon Darch. Don't know if it's an early pit stop or who knows.
Yeah, no, that's quite. Definitely would not be going for a one stop here. He's too far out, so don't know if that was damage. If he's got an issue on the car.
Because those GT3s can one stop, can't they? You can make that work in a GT3 easy. It's not as comfortable as well.
You definitely can, yeah. And you won't lose much time. You'll gain more time by doing that. I mean, that's a long pit stop, so that's Simon out of the race with an issue possibly.
Maybe, yeah, potentially. Could be mechanical, as they say.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, he did become a lawnmower at one point, so there could be that problem. So again, we've got chasing down. I believe it's Yanis here with the closest battle on the track currently, shared with Aletto. I think Butler again is trying to get past Smoluic as he goes.
Yeah, he's right up there.
He's right on his tail. And this again coming down to a heavy braking zone. If you were in this situation, where would you say is your best chance of attack?
Where they've just come through. I can't remember the term, but that heavy braking zone onto the right hander. It's just one of the really heavier braking zones, and there's space to get through there.
Yeah, so down into that hairpin, I believe.
Yeah, I can't remember the number of it. I need to track back up, but
it's turn number 7, and I can tell you that off the top of my head.
Yes, turn 7 is probably where I would feel most comfortable doing it. If you doing it, you could also do it in sunset. You've just got to be brave. But if you do it in sunset, there's a good chance you get past as well to keep the line. So, yeah, I mean, you've seen tonight people try and overtake some interesting places where Mark Richards and Andrew had their incident. Yeah.
Well, Butler has got ahead here, so that is that's a position gain for Butler. He is still hunting down Sweeney.
It's literally called Hairpin Turn 7. That's the one I like.
Well, you know, Americans and their naming convention, very adventurous at times. Isn't that right, Sagar?
That's absolutely right. We'll go adventurous. Big red for corner number 1 at Coda. How did we come up with it? Well, time will tell. We'll keep that secret for when we go to Coda. But for now, we'll stick to the facts here at Sebring.
Yeah.
One of the most legendary and unforgiving tracks in all of motorsport, that's for sure.
It really is. Can you guess what turn 1 is called?
Turn 1.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't have to guess. I know. Turn 2 is turn 2.
But then why are the rest of the corners named? It's like they just couldn't be bothered to name turn 1 and 2.
The tower turn is called the tower turn because of the air traffic control tower there. Flying Fortress Strait is the old Bomber Strait.
The old runway? Yeah.
Yeah, part of the old triangle runway, you know, that you'd see typically. The Ullman Strait, obviously, Sunset Bend, you know, all that concrete blocks, part of the runway system. So, what are we complaining about here? We have a beautiful racetrack. You know,
but you name the rest of them, so why don't you name turn 1 and 2?
Yeah, but hang on. I think the best name on the track is, and it's probably one of the best ones to drive as well. As you come out of 3, 4, and 5, is turn 6, which is literally called Big Bend. Keep it simple, keep it right, and it's absolutely perfect.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. The track is famous for its brutal bumps, low grip surface, and changing conditions, especially as the sun sets here on the track, and it's unlike any other. We've talked to many drivers before, but either you love it or you hate it seems.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I think if we're going with that sort of attitude, we should honourably name a corner Marmite for those that love it.
Yeah, turn 1's called Marmite. All right, we've laid that down, all right? Turn 1 is Marmite.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get some advertising spread across the side, you know, sausage dodgers. We name this Marmite because some drivers love it, some drivers hate it.
I think we should rename the Le Mans curve to Kenny curve. Good.
We can update Google Maps later and say there was a crash sign there in some form. Yeah. You know what Marmite is, don't you, Saga? Just want to check that that joke has gone across the Atlantic.
Nope.
Oh wow.
Well,
yeast extract. How does that sound for you right now? It's fantastic. Very good for you.
I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm just
Check
smiling and nodding along. Josiah needs to chase down Pierpaolo Aletto here in the battle between the Mercedes and the McLaren. Who's going to come out on top? Josiah Neese up 1 position right now, but he's obviously looking for more on the run of things.
Marino in the chat is saying Kenny will win, calling it now. It's a bold shout, but it's not out of the question. Can he gain a minute?
And he appears.
Yeah.
I believe that is Kenny there. He's just now decided that he will enter the chat again.
Yeah, he will. He's gone.
That must mean Kenny has actually got past. Yeah, he had Richards and Moffat during that, so something.
Well, yeah, he's got his lap back on those guys, so he's essentially still a minute and... So he's a minute 3 behind Oscar right now, I believe.
At the pace currently, now that, you know, as the clock ticks down, he's going to have to be doing a second a lap quicker, I think, to even be in touch with getting back towards the front. Though,
unfortunately, as well, the timing of the crash really hasn't benefited him, like strategy-wise at all. Not that a crash can ever benefit you strategy-wise, but sometimes you can have a crash at a good time where you don't have an extra stop because of it, and that's not been the case. So.
No, that's very true. Though you can have sometimes good crashes where you don't crash, but you cause chaos behind you.
What did you say Andrew Kenny needed to do? About a second per lap?
A second per lap, I reckon he's got.
Wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Oh,
Oh,
is a second per lap. Well, even quicker last lap. 1.5 seconds quicker than anyone. It's quite something. Well, quicker than Oscar, should I say? Sorry, read that wrong.
yeah. Well, if the commentator's curse is going to work for the good of drivers tonight, that I will take. If he's going even quicker as well, winning him on. I mean, it must have been, what was it, that boogity at the start. Kenny is flying here in Florida.
I didn't do it very well though. Because he absolutely screams it just out of all trip. I must get a sore throat every time he does it.
We'll have to hire someone from Kentucky of some form. Just move that. We'll have to find a doctor who's willing.
But you can see Moffat now, he's got a very decent lead over Richards after his little off, after his lockup. So...
Little lockup. Richards had more than a little lockup there with Andrew Kenny. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
That was a tussle, to say the least.
I wouldn't say it was a tussle. I'd say it was more like a tango. There was a bit of spinning, a bit of throwing. Quite, it would be something that would be great on Strictly Come Dancing, or I think as you guys called it, Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
I mean,
a
it did
little
end up being
ballet
a
gone
threesome
wrong.
though,
Yeah.
because Oscar got involved. So
Don't you say my magic word. Don't you say my magic word without licensing and permission from the owner. My goodness, get me all excited there.
yeah.
Oh no, Lloyd Butler seems to have crashed. Let's see what happened here to Lloyd. This looks like he's all by his lonesome right now and all by myself. He's gonna spin all by himself.
Spinderella, I was going to say, Spinderella, you shall go to the ball.
Yeah. Spin out.
Spin out. Here as the drivers are going to complete lap 21, at least for the leaders, they're going to complete lap 21. GT3 is only completing lap 19 at this point in time, but the chasing is on between Josiah Anise and Pierpaolo Olato. The number 90 and the number 7 bring it on just like Donkey Kong, and there goes one of the sausages through and through on the GT3s.
I mean, that was a good demonstration of the difference in speed for some of those elements. Like that GTP just flew through. Like it's really is quite intimidating to see one of those from the inside and the corner. So
Yeah, the GTPs definitely do tend to teleport around certain tracks, and this is one of them.
yes, the difference at that time there is not massive, but it's only 10 seconds, so you wouldn't think it's like a lot, but I mean, 10 seconds around a track like this size is a fairly decent amount.
And that's a great view coming out of Sunset Bend there with the car as you follow, and you can see it moving about the whole time with the bumps. You need a good set of suspension on the sail on here.
What do you do if you're Josiah and you're sitting behind Pierpaolo? You know, you see that delta pop up as a driver, you're 0.3 faster, you see the chase, you see the gap coming down. Now you're stuck having to try to drive through the car in front. You know, I think you guys are more experienced drivers than me as of late. What's your strategy for trying to cut through a car that you're perhaps a little quicker than?
I would say if you know the driver ahead of you is fairly clean, you can take your time. You know, you can really sort of wait for the opportunity to arise itself, put them under pressure, try to get them to make a mistake, put them off a bit, and make an opening. But patience, especially in a race like this, is very, very important. There's no point making moving a silly place and getting damaged or losing time. So
No, I would tend to agree with that. It's going to be a basis really of how much is he holding the race up. If he's holding it up a lot, then maybe you start pushing him into certain corners and pushing him round corners. Bearing in mind, you're in the dark here, it's Sebring, it's bumpy, you misjudge it, you're both going to go spinning off. I mean, one thing that I think will become important, certainly for the GT3, is possibly going to be the undercut. I mean, if he can get out a lap beforehand, he can get his tyres up to temperature, especially into that turn 1, where even though it's quite slow speed for the GT3 to come out of the pits, you really do struggle to get the power around, and essentially all the way down to the hairpin from the pit exit, it's rather difficult to defend if you're on cold tyres, especially to the hairpin of the turf. And I think for Anis, that's going to be the place he's going to benefit from that, especially with the power of the Mercedes compared to the McLaren, which is, by the looks of it, slightly better through the faster corners. It seems to be more planted. But in the slow corners, he does seem to close up like here.
I need to drive some more GT3s because my knowledge of GT3 is not good. I try to avoid them. I much prefer GTPs and whatnot and the prototypes. So, but I'm going to have to start practicing for this special event soon. So, I have to put me in a GT3. The only time I ever drive GT3 is when it's like at Bathurst or the Bathurst driver.
Oh, we've got it off there.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. The pressure had got to him, and he's, there goes Anis. And I think, no, is that a GT? Yeah, it's a GT passing. So, yeah, I think that was just under braking that Aleto seemed to lose it there.
Yeah, kept the pressure on, pace up, and it worked. Forced him into a mistake.
No, indeed he did, and this is where now you would certainly be, if you're an engineer, saying to Anis, right, let's crack on now to the pit stops. Let's start getting some fastest laps in because you are quicker. Build that gap.
Speaking of pit stops, it will be time for the GTP soon, no doubt. I would say 1 or 2 more laps, if I'm correct. Maybe a little bit longer, but it shouldn't be long before we see those guys come into pit lane for their first stop.
Though I do believe we may see Andrew Kenny take the lead briefly, because he's on the lead lap and he stopped it. He stopped early, so he is going to be on a different pit strategy.
Only by a few laps though, because he's only lost a lap, so it might be a lap or 2 later on it. So,
yeah. Though,
who
however,
knows?
Man, it is
He's
Andrew
driving
Kenny.
so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't actually. I don't think I was alive for some Euros, but Schumacher in Hungary comes to mind, where it's qualifying lap after qualifying lap to get back into the lead or even to a podium position. I think Kenny is on the money tonight for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. If he can just keep the pace up with no mistakes, I do think, because we'll have an hour left in the race in a few minutes. That's a lot of time, considering he was what, like 1 minute 10 or probably more than that behind. Like he's gained like a good 15-20 seconds. But then once he gets past Oscar, which obviously will cost him time, there's still some fairly big gaps ahead of that, isn't there? Like to get to the podium, there's a good 20 seconds still after that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, do we have the statistic for how long a pit stop is here in Sebring?
I imagine for fuel tank and some tyres, probably about 43 seconds, I would say. But Andrew towed, that's why he's further behind, because yeah, he had some pretty bad damage. That rear was gone, wasn't it? So
Yeah, it was pretty gone.
it wouldn't have been a long tow because he was obviously on the back straight, but that tow alone probably has added like a minute. Because if he just pitted, there's a good chance he would probably be closer, I would say. Maybe like 40, I don't know, 30 seconds, 35 seconds behind, but he couldn't get his car back, there's no point.
Yeah, no, it's looking at some statistics online of pit stops. It does look, it could be between 45 to 50 seconds for a pit stop. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Well, they're going to take full fuel, of course. Do you think they'll take tyres?
I don't know. The GTPs I've not. Ooh, there was a little.
Maybe they will take tyres.
maybe they will take tyres again. The commentators. It does come in. Yeah, they may take tyres. I think depends on if they take left or right side or a full set.
No, I think they'll take full set, and then what they'll do is just for that second stop, not take tyres later, because if they don't take tyres, they'll have to take tyres later, and if there's no point, because it'll be a much shorter stint. Whereas you'll be able to
Well,
do the, you know,
I mean, what do we reckon? They're going to have probably, by the end of this, 15 minutes on the clock, 10 minutes on the clock, maybe if they can stretch it out in to their final pit stop for the GTPs.
I'd definitely have to pit again. The only, yeah, they will.
About 49 seconds in the lane for Oscar Corbett to give you an idea of a regular pit stop by the looks of it.
Yeah, because he came on straight in after the incident, didn't he, to get his damage repaired. And that there wouldn't have been any damage repair in that due to the fast repair, so that would just been fuel full of tyres. So yeah, that's probably what to go by.
Yeah, so have we got, so is Oscar also then on an alternative strategy maybe, in that case?
Yeah, but unfortunately only by a few laps, I think. Yeah. Well, Oscar was right up towards the front of the pack with Danny and Mark, wasn't he? And if you see how far behind he is, that is close to a pit stop, isn't it? Pretty much.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think, what lap did the incident take place on?
Like lap. It wasn't long in the race. I'm pretty sure it was pretty early. I'll quickly check for you. 1 second.
Before lap 14, by the looks of it.
Because I'm just thinking, will that...
It was on lap 4, I think.
Lap 4. And how many... What's... I'm just trying to work the maths back in my head now. What are we doing on the lap? 148, isn't it? So...
Yeah, for the GTPs, yeah.
For the GTP, so if only that crash had happened, say 2 laps further, they might not actually need to... They could jump the lead, possibly.
Yeah, you may not have to... Yeah. I'm sure Oscar probably is kicking himself a little bit if he just stayed out a bit longer instead of going straight in. He could have then pitted and still been on the same strategy. Well, been on a different strategy, but you know.
So it's lap 4.
Yeah, that's fine. And also, I'm just looking back at the incident. I don't think Andrew Kenny did tow. He just had to drive back very slowly.
Slowly, to not cause
really
any more
slowly.
damage.
Yeah, from the looks of it.
So Moffat is in the pits, from what I can see.
Yep, so our first pitter. So obviously Mark had enough fuel to survive it.
But is this we're going to see where Moffat's coming first? That looks to be Jack's gone up, so I believe he's taking full tyres on that.
Yeah. I think that's the right call. I think you take tyres now and don't later because you'll be able to save a lot of time because you want later on all they're going to have to do is put half a tank in maybe.
So we've got a split strategy here because in comes the Ferrari of Skivor as well. And it looks like the sausage doggers they're staying out.
Staying out. Yeah, there must have been fuel saving, I assume. So was Tim. And Oscar obviously had the extra lap anyway, so I expect Oscar to be in about 2 laps.
Yeah, so let's have a look at Moffat when he comes out in the pit stop. Is that 70? No, that can't be right. 73 seconds.
Yeah, it's
41.
41.5. It's pretty quick.
It's pretty quick. So interesting to see what fuel he's taken on board.
Yeah, because you could obviously fuel less now and then do the same amount of fuel later to just shorten both pit stops instead of, you know.
Yeah, you could have a standard stint now, short middle stint, and then a longer final stint.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So just like a slightly shorter, like still long this stint, but slightly shorter. Just knock, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps, like 5 laps out of it, 6 laps out of it. Just to make the car lighter.
No, and I think that could happen. And sort of, what do we reckon with Richards and obviously Williams here? Where are they going to come in the next lap so that they don't get much of an undercut? Are they both in? There we go.
Yeah, Mark's in. Tim's just coming as well.
So this will be interesting to see if Moffat gets a jump on warm tyres. So where is he on the track map? I believe he's coming through. I'm going to have to get my track map up so I can remember what the corners are.
He's literally just coming through the Le Mans curve, so he's coming onto the back straight now.
Yeah.
He has some traffic though, so that's going to slow him down.
So.
Well, he had a nice lead over. He had a nice leave over Richards anyway, so Right.
Well, this would be interesting to see if, as we say, if Mark short fuels on this particular stint, or if
Maybe.
he takes full fuel. So here he comes onto the straight.
There's lovely Lucky Charms.
Yeah,
Mark
and I
is on
think
pit
Richard's on
exit.
pit exit, so this could be close. Where is Mark?
He's
He
quite a
picked.
fair bit back.
This was going to be what, 7 seconds, I think now.
6, 7.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
He said it. I didn't say it.
We said it professionally, Sagar. Come on.
Oh, Saga, you're so down with the kids.
I'm trying. I'm trying hard. Andrew Kenny back up into P4 now on that alternate cycle of the pit stop after his big one. 000 trying to get back to grips with it. Mark Richards cycles back into P3 behind Daniel Mofab, but we know Oscar Corbett has taken additional pit stop, so it's all still up for grabs, but the championship still is locked in for P1 for Andrew Kenny, but I'm sure he'd like to walk away with the win. Right now, though, the battle at hand lies between Mofat, Richards, and Corbett, I believe, for P2 in the championship.
To be that way, and sort of with Mark warming up his tyres there, he was a little bit skittish through hairpin, and coming out of that, a little bit of lawn mowing he was going. So got a bit of work to do, I think, to catch up to Moffat. And yeah, there we go, 6 seconds. Now his tyres are coming up to temperature.
Yeah, and obviously Moffat's tyres is going to get more and nicer, so that gap might rise a little bit more, I would think. But this will come good for Mark Richards towards the end of the race, because he's extended by a lap, isn't he? So if he can do that again, that's less fuel he's got to put in the car.
Yeah.
So
between, just looking at the standings here, between position 2, 3 and 4, which is, as reads back, Richards, Moffat and Corbett, there is 4 points in it across all 3 of them. So every point is going to count tonight.
Louis Butler in the pits, in the lane. I assume this is scheduled. It's early, but it's scheduled. It's in the pit window, isn't it, to be fair? Like, you could easily pit now and still finish the race in a GT3, so...
Yeah, you could. So I think he's going for... He may have to do a little bit of fuel saving at the end, quite possibly. That's definitely going for the strategy here. As there's major battling going on here. Who is that? That's the GTP and the GT3 fighting.
Is that Mark Richards?
It might have been. A glimpse of the side of that car, what the car number was. It's definitely a Leto fighting that way.
Tim Williams.
Tim Williams, okay.
Now, with under an hour left to go, the race is going to quiet down as the GT3s decide to pick their perfect pit stop opportunity. It looks like Butler is already gone for his shot, as I expect he's jacked up and taken tires, refueled and fired up, ready to go to take on the final stint in the GT3 category. Give us an update, boys, on the points for GT3 and what's at stake tonight.
So for GT3, there is only for third position between Anis, Piper, and well, Cook's not in the race unfortunately, but between Piper and Anis, there's a point between them. So basically, whoever finishes ahead gets third position in the championship. Zach Sweeney has a very sizable lead, 116 points over Matthew Clark. So it would take a big change in the results for that to swing, but Clark's up there, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. And further down the championship, we've got Darch is only 2 points behind you, Benny. So if he scores points tonight, he'll have you for 7th. Yeah.
Currently, according to the grid, he is 2 points ahead of me. So
yeah, I see.
that could tie it on points and go back to tieback of best result, which I think he may beat me on, possibly, because my results are fairly sporadic.
Yeah, you can see a lot of the GT3 drivers taking their pit stops now, getting to that time in the race. And Oscar's just gone to pit lane 2, so yeah, 1 or 2 laps it was for Oscar that he had.
And it looks like the GT3s have also found themselves a nice gap to come out of as the GTPs are spread, where they're not tangling up with them as they come through. So that might be a risk for Oscar, though.
Yeah, some GT3s and cold tyres to dance with, always fun.
Will that be
Always
his
the best
last
part.
pit stop though of the race?
No.
Can't. Okay, so he will have to stop one more time.
Definitely, yeah. Unless he goes into ultra fuel saving mode, but it'll be so slow. Like, to save that much time, like, it's, you know, he's not far off, but unfortunately I don't think he could do it. But he will have a really quick last pit stop. It'll be like a splash and dash, but the pit lane here is quite long. So,
And here comes Andrew Kenny as well. So the battle's still on for P3 in this race. Lies between Corbett and Kenny.
yeah. Obviously, basically a pit stop between them. I think Andrew Kenny gives Oscar a flash as he enters the box.
Yeah, a little reminder of, hey, I'm here, I'm catching you.
Yeah, I'm catching you. Here comes Kenny.
So I think Zach Sweeney's also in the pits for the GT3s. So he's in the lead. Same, I think Aleto's just come in. So who are we looking at? Oh, the 2 Butlers are running 4th and 5th. So that's, I think that's more to do with the pit schedule, also with an outright speed. But it'd be interesting to see where Zach Sweeney comes out to Lewis Butler, because they were relatively close on track. So here comes Zach coming out the pits, and how far back is Louis? He's right, just crossing the start-finish straight. This will be interesting because Louis is going to be on warm tyres. Is he close enough? I think he's too far back.
But that gap will come down quickly, I think. Warm tyres are a big deal in GT3 as well.
Yeah.
Oh, GTP side to side. Who's that? That is Tim and is that
Oscar.
Scova? Oscar,
Oscar.
Tim and Oscar, yeah.
And this is the bit where it could all go so right or so wrong for these 2 drivers.
Yeah, stay off the curb, lads.
Watch that corner, Kenny's corner.
Yeah, curve Kenny. Oh, Tim is all over him there though. Oscar's obviously just gone up the pit lane, so he's going to have some nice cold tyres to play with.
And this is where we want him to set it up the inside.
Through sunset, this is some good action.
Sunset. Oh, and Oscar's deciding to go off into another state. And oh, did he just clip the
There
wall
we
there
go.
or not?
No, just those cold tyres will give him a load of understeer. Can he keep his nose in there? He'll put Tim out wide, but I think Tim's just got the tyre temp, so...
Tim, this is a classic symptom of tyre temps here.
It is,
where
yeah.
I think Oscar is the quicker driver, but the car is just not under him because it's sliding and squirming about. And God, more side by side. What is going on?
Very
That is-
close.
Yeah, and this is heading down into a good braking zone as well. So is Piper going to play it safe and stay behind, following him through, or is he going to set it? No, he's going to
that's
set it down the
ultra
inside.
aggressive.
Ultra aggressive. Does he make
It's a
the
great
corner? He
move.
mounts.
It's a really good
Mount-
move.
That was brilliant.
It's a great move from James Piper there. He'll be very excited that we got that on stream. He'll be squealing in Scottish, as they say. So, yeah.
He will treat himself to a chippy supper tonight, I think they say north of the border.
Or some haggis.
Or a square sausage, as he mentioned earlier, which
Yeah, let's
personally
not-
is lovely.
Let's not talk about the square sausages on the stream, because that's not appropriate, unfortunately, especially... Yeah, don't talk to Nick Ewers about square sausages. That's enough said.
Yeah, Piper is through there, and he is starting to skedaddle down the back straight.
Lewis Butler closing the gap on Sweeney. Well, not closing, but that gap is certainly smaller than it was. I'll keep it on the laptop at times and see if he's catching.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Corbett and Williams, and Corbett is dropping back from what we can see now, 3/4 of a second behind Williams. So those cold tyres still giving him a little bit of hassle.
Moffat and Richards are doing fairly similar lap time. Well, I say that. Mark put in a personal best last lap of a 1:48.1, so he's starting to find his pace. 4 tenths quicker than Moffat last lap.
Indeed, and it's interesting to also see now that Kenny is on the same amount of pit stops, so he's 43 seconds behind. So he has near done it, made up 15 seconds.
Yeah, he's
already.
flying.
He is flying. I
Cork
don't
is
think
out
it's
the
going to.
bottom.
I don't think it's going to be enough though for any major points tonight, but pretty much he just needs to finish, and the championship is his.
I think the best he'll do at an absolute miracle is 4th. I think.
Ooh, is Corbett going for a move here?
They are close.
Ooh, traffic's getting involved.
No way! Oh no! Oh no, that's some drama. Oh no!
And
Oh,
you love tap 2 there.
It looked like, from what I saw, Oscar has, I'm not sure who the GT3 was, but gone up the inside and hit the GT3, and the GT3 has gone into Tim.
So
Because look, he's closing the door.
Yeah, so this replay is provided by SPR services as we look at it now. And
This is hairy.
Now, I can say as a GT3 driver, this is the moment you dread, because no
Yes,
matter which way you go, you're screwed.
Yeah. Do you see Oscar got on the curb there, and the curb spat him out into the GT3 driver? He's obviously not trying to hit him, but yeah.
That was a big impact. I mean, from all your broadcasting days, Saga, what do you make of that?
Clean and green, baby, clean and green. Everybody made it out alive. That's all
It's
that
true, it
matters.
did.
You know, sometimes that's just what happens in endurance racing, I think. Heat of the moment, battles are taking place, you go for a 3 wide. Everybody did come out with their lives, and that just speaks volume to the drivers thinking about self-preservation rather than thinking about their own race. It's just, this entire season has been a showcase of the drivers' abilities and what they're capable of doing. I think we got to know Lewis Butler a little bit, his characteristics. He's fast, he's furious, he's gonna spin every once in a while, but he's fast enough to make up for it. Zach Sweeney just has been consistent time and time again. Andrew Kenny has been a driver that has perfected the GTPs, but still these are volatile machines that will spit you back out. It's reminiscent of the old MotoGP, the 2-stroke 500 days that were just volatile machines that'll just spit you out if you look at the throttle wrong. These are the same things. Andrew Kenny is dealing with that learning curve right now. Daniel Moffat also has been calm, cool, and collected. He's definitely, don't take this the wrong way, Danny, not the fastest driver on the field, but his consistency has paid volumes to where he is in the championship right now. Mark Richards hasn't been as consistent, I think, as he'd like to be. I think he's suffering with the learning curves or the disabilities of the car himself also. So you gather all of this intel about these drivers and you form this crazy league called the Sausage Dodgers, right?
Yep.
And I think there was a spin in the background there of the Ferrari whilst you were talking, Sago. I'm not sure. I think it was Scavor possibly that spun.
I think, yeah, that gap between Kenny and Scavor has really come down. So yeah, it's just on the throttle there. Tyres not fully up to temp because it's night as well. They are going to take slightly longer to get up to speed. So
Spinderella strikes again.
yeah. I have a feeling as we cut there, Tim did go a little bit deep into a corner because that gap as well was just extended to Oscar. It's about 3 seconds now. I don't recall him being that far behind after the incident, but he might be. I might be wrong. I've just seen things.
No, it could have been that. I mean, it's been
It was
quite a race.
just a bit deep. Yeah, just went a bit deep, brakes a bit late.
Yeah, these things also happen at this time of the race. We're well into 2/3 of the way through, so these mistakes are bound to start creeping in. I mean, so far it's been a pretty exceptional drive for most of the drivers, and it being the season finale, is it probably worth talking about how the season has gone before the action, sort of the last 10-15 minutes? I mean, Saga, you have been broadcaster in chief. What have your thoughts been overall over the season?
I mean, we had a variety of tracks, right? Some that were definitely meant for the GTPs. Others that maybe didn't deserve its treading, such as the Nürburgring. Although IMSA did go there in the officials, it's not something that you'd see on a regular, 6-week calendar typically. So the fact that the sausages were able to extend themselves and do something so unique was fantastic. We had a flurry of drivers take to that grid as well, and a flurry of new drivers come into the interview booth for the first time to talk about their drives. It was a great time, and this championship has been a learning experience, not only for myself, but for the sausages as well. I want to give my gratitude and thanks to SPR Services, our title sponsor for tonight, for all of their love and support that they give the broadcast. Without them, we wouldn't be here. So for any of you need servicing, mock prep, diagnostic, tires, breakdown, or recovery, check out SPR Services. Of course, we have more events coming up, but you have to check them out on the SimGrid. Scan that QR code, get sent over that way to check out that. Also, big shout out and thanks to everybody on our Meet Wall and our Patreon. Without you guys, again, we wouldn't be here and the lights can't stay on. Andrew Kesterton, Simon Hutchings, Paul Rocky Cook, our F4 champion. And of course, in our Tier 1 category, we have none other than Leslie Simpkins, Andrew Kenny, Mark Richards, and Jack McCarthy. Simon Darch, Richard Beaton, and a few others. Jack, what does it mean to be a Patreon, and why does it mean so much to be a supporter of the sausages?
Well, I just like contributing towards this community because it's such a great place to bring us all together, and putting on these leagues as well. They're all free for everyone to join. So if you're watching this and fancy to get involved, please do. And if you like, spending the time with us, the Patreon is a great way for us to do more leagues, do more events, and keep the lights on and on the streams as well. It's just having the streams as well makes the leagues so much more special. You can watch about the race and that sort of stuff. It's live for one. Your friends can watch. It's fantastic. Ever since Sagar's come on board with us, it's really upped the level of sausage racing. So and just wanted to put my contribution towards that. As a admin of the team, so it's something I love putting my time into and will do for a long time, I do think. So, am I right in saying, Benny, as well, have you recently become a Patreon, or
I haven't. You are not imagining that.
I was just getting to that. Calm down, Jack. Let me do my job, man. Sheesh. Getting over to our Tier 2 subscribers as well. Benedetto De Bezzo has joined the Tier 2 conversation. Now, Benedetto, what does it mean to be a Patreon sub and be a sausage?
It means pretty much me regarding sim racing. It's the first community that I sort of joined when I started, and I've never really left. Mainly that's because the guys that run it are such a great bunch of people, and the racing is really enjoyable. But also just from the fact that the community is so welcoming, mainly to all abilities, to all talents, to any sort of drive that you want to do. So obviously we mostly focus on endurance racing and some formula, but you know, we're always open to doing different types. And again, if you become a Patreon, you get voting rights, and that was one of the draws for me on what the circuits are coming up in certain leagues, and being part of that conversation is definitely a Brucey bonus. But also just supporting the stream, and obviously what you do, Saga, you know, bringing this content, making it, you know, look absolutely fantastic, and just really bringing that, you know, fine fidelity of what feels like real motorsport to, you know, to the world.
Absolutely. It's a genuine pleasure to be able to do this with you all, to be able to take you from green to checkered flag every single week, to be able to talk about what I love racing week after week, and to be able to extend my own skills as broadcaster, commentator, whatever role comes into play as the sausages expand, because they are doing so at a rate faster than I ever could have expected. And it's fantastic and beautiful at the same time, and I'm just so grateful to be part of the operation and getting gentlemen like yourselves on board that want to participate and learn. It's just makes this that much more fun.
One thing I love, sorry, go on, Benny.
No, I was just going to say, and I think you've sort of hit it on the head there, Saga, is the term fun. That is what we're all about. It is, you know, maximum fun whilst also being competitive. But fun is the main mission of the group. Go on, Jack, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, if I ever get around to hosting a special, I would love to do, just on a, you know, when we have a gap in the week between leagues, some sort of Sausage Dodgers Oval day. Like, we could do a bunch of different cars, bunch of different races, in, you know, street stocks to, you know, trucks or whatever, or mini stocks or legends. I just think it'd be a lot of fun. We've not done that before, and I think it's always good to try different things. So, yes, we sometimes do that. We just, if we've got a gap and stuff, and we haven't got a big event coming up, we'll do. Tim, for example, loves to put on the track layouts that we've never ever done before in iRacing, and it's a real challenge to jump in and do these track layouts. Some are absolutely terrible, but it's a good laugh because we all go in and obviously we race, but we have a really good time and have a good, you know, almost a bit of downtime from the competition, which is really nice. So yeah, we at SDR we do have a lot to offer. If you could have never turned a sim wheel in your life, and you can join this group, and there will be plenty of people willing to help you and get you up to speed and whatnot, and get you involved in league races, or if you want to get involved in special events. You know, that's exactly how I started. I joined this group. I hadn't done a single league race with them, and within a few weeks I was doing Daytona 24, and ever since I was hooked after that. That was my first 24, and I've not done a 24 with anyone else. I wouldn't do a 24 with anyone else at the moment, because my loyalty lies here, you could say. Not just, you know, well, because of a friendship thing as well. You make friends doing this sort of stuff, especially when you spend 24 hours with people. It's a bonding experience, you could say.
And I definitely agree with that. Like, similar story for me. I joined off the back of the leagues in the last year. Did the Majors 24 with the second team. Didn't go the way we wanted, but it was still great fun with friends. And even for the current Majors 24 that we're practicing for this Saturday, you know, the events that we have run for practice have been at least maybe 10 people a night in there. So we've got a good core community, you know, of endurance races, but also for other special events We have guys who do the regular NLS season, out there on the Nord. Personally, I can't stand that track, but we have guys who are completely nuts and think it's brilliant. So we really do cater for all. But yeah, just the time's ticked over now with 13 minutes to go. Just trying to think, is that prediction of Andrew Kenny winning from I think it's Marina Klaric, is that going to come true, guys? Do we reckon that is still on the money?
Unfortunately not. I don't think his lap times are still very good, but it's not enough for the gap. It's a big old gap that overall you're looking at a minute plus even to the podium. So, well, not to the podium, but yeah, he's quite far. How far away from Oscar is he now? It's about 27 seconds. No more than that.
I mean,
yeah, it's a long way back.
He's about, I think, 31 or so to Tim, which, considering the lap time differentials, I mean, never say never, but it is going to be really nail-biting, I think, for about the last 10 minutes of this race. I think Kenny is certainly going to be setting it alight with the other GTPs that say they will have to hit. Because I think the GT3s are done for the day, really, on their pitting, so it's going to be find a gap for the GTP.
Essentially. And there'll be quick pit stops too. Off tank.
Yeah.
No tyres, straight back out again. So you could see though, someone forget to turn off their tyres, and that will be one, changing room, two, you lose so much time on cold tyres in the GTPs. So, that could happen. We've all done it. Anyone that's driven a GTP, and whether it's an official or a league race, it's so easy just to forget to turn your tyres off. So,
been there, done it, got that t-shirt. And again, talk of Andrew Kenny, and he shall appear. The man is just made to be filmed.
He is really, really closing up on Scoville. He did 47.5 last lap. Robert Scoville did a 51.0. So I do think there was a bit of traffic in that, or am I losing the plot?
No, I think you're right. Traffic, but it does seem that Kenny is very, very good with the traffic, and that is definitely one of his strengths.
That's the aggression, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think that is Scoville that we've just seen there in the lower part of the screen as Kenny's coming through. So Kenny is going to start to see the back of that Ferrari and start going, that is one juicy target.
Yeah, he's at 3.2 now, so I think that's our next overtaking opportunity between Andrew and Scoville. I have a feeling though, just because the pace difference is quite a lot at the moment, he'll get past quite easily, but we'll see.
Thinking, give it another couple of minutes, I reckon. Once the clock ticks over about 1 hour 20, Kenny may be on top of, or maybe just have overtaken Scoville by that point.
Yes, exactly. What we've seen around here, traffic can really throw you off and make a difference, can't it? So,
absolutely it can. And again, I think this top view is reminding us of just how dark it is around Sebring when you don't have headlights.
You need glow sticks in the corners.
You do. I mean, I don't think it's a thing in America, but over here we certainly have cat's eyes on our road. I believe they would be quite useful for this sort of track.
Yeah. Does Le Mans have some cat's eyes?
I think it does, being French. I want to say that there's some, maybe possibly down the Mulsanne. Not that I know if that's actually in.
They'd probably call them I mean, there is some on the edge of the track in certain places. You can come and see them, not here, but coming out of turn 1, going into 2.
Here comes Kenny into.
Yeah, he's flying.
He is flying. Is he going to get a run down into the hairpin, or is he going to wait? I don't think he's going to launch it back from there, but it is Kenny we're talking about.
But he won't wait if he gets the opportunity, he'll be straight past.
Oh, he will do. So we've got another heavy braking zone coming up here. This looks like a good run. Is he going to be patient? Is he going to dart to the right? No, he is going to be patient.
But he'll be so close to on exit, he may even go into the corner here.
He could go. He could throw it up the inside. Does he give a little flash?
He was at tower. No, closes the door.
Closes the door. This is good. I don't believe there's really an opportunity here until sunset now, possibly. But again, Kenny makes gaps appear.
And they tried earlier, didn't they? That's when the incident happened.
Yeah.
At Le Mans.
It's
Le Mans corner.
Le Mans 1, Le Mans 2, and Kenny corner coming up. Is Kenny going to throw it up the inside?
She will. Oh,
he's got him at Kenny corner, but it's give all hands gone off there. I think he went a little bit wide, too much power.
You must have seen the replay of what happened on lap 4.
Off goes Kenny. I mean, again, if he didn't have that spin, it's a story of what could have been.
Looks like, by the way, that Daniel Moffat has really found some pace, or Mark hasn't. Maybe Mark's lost some of his pace earlier, because Moffat it's flown off, isn't he? It's 12.2 seconds now.
He has indeed. That Lucky Charms Cadillac is now Lucky Charming.
Mm-hmm.
So, is this going to be another win for Cadillac?
Danny Moffat's the only other driver to get the 47s with their best lap time, 47.6. The lap times have all dropped off a bit now, but everyone's in the 48, the high 48s. So that's probably a bit of track usage as well. Track's getting slower, as they do in these longer races. They don't speed up. And just obviously, it's a long race. Fatigue, you can't do qualifying laps for an hour and 45 minutes, can you? So
you can't, and yeah, it just seems like Mark is just slowly dropping off the pace, and we can see there that even like to Oscar, there's 45 seconds in it. So yeah, I think it's just going to be one of those things now where it starts to settle down, and look at that gap Kenny would have to make up to Tim. But 30 seconds, I as much as I admire the man, I don't think he's going to make it, but
yeah, because Tim's pace is reasonable, like low 49s, which is, completely, that's on pace for the rest of the field pretty much. So I'll be very, very surprised if Andrew's got to be in the 47s for the rest of the race if he's got a chance.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, Andrew has got electric pace, but it will be close to 20 minutes left soon, and that's not a lot of time in respective of the gap.
Now, it'd also be interesting to see as well how far he's going to go.
They do have another pit stop here, don't they? So that is something to consider.
GTPs do. So, and this is the thing for people like Moffat and Richards at the front. Do they pick a gap in the GT3 traffic where they know they're going to come out into clear air?
Yeah, because there's a big gap right now. Like, you look at the track map, but there's a huge gap between the number 3 of Clark and the 9 car of Lloyd Butler. There's no one at Sunset right now on the backstretch. It's really dead. So if you can get in there, you're gonna.
I mean, if I was Oscar, who I think is leading, just coming down the back straight now, that might be an opportunity to jump. Because the others are starting to fall into some traffic like
Louis Butler, though, look at that gap, has come down slowly. Obviously, they're really close in pace, but he's 1.7 off Sweeney now. So I think these two will have a good fight towards. They are literally trading temps. Look at that, those lap times. Like, not even temps, hundredths. So, yeah, it's very close. It's obviously other than lap 40, which is normally, which is probably traffic, I assume. They are so even. It's unbelievable how even they are.
I think this is it's going to be again a good little final stint here from the pair of them. Yeah. So, what's going on there?
That's a Mercedes without a front end, yeah.
Yeah. So what's gone on here?
Someone turned the lights on. There we go. Got on the curb.
Kenny corner.
Ooh. Yeah, Kenny corner. Kenny corner's really caught some victims tonight, hasn't it?
Indeed.
Oh.
And he's missed his pit box as well. Oh no. So also look at James Piper just behind Anis as well.
Yeah,
They've really
this
closed
is,
up to each other.
and Piper needs to pass in order to secure those points.
Yeah, for the podium. This could get a bit spicy. We've seen James has had fairly good pace this race, so if he can get up to him, it could be good.
Yep, another young gun in his rookie season. So the Sausage Dodgers will need to let's see how he approaches this. If it's going to be one of his routine, sort of smooth but very edgy, even though that sort of doesn't make sense, maneuvers. But again, there's a lot of curb riding from that Merc. Who, Anis is not holding that speed, but is the Merc going to use its grunt to pull away on the straight? It's pulling away slightly, but it's good momentum being held there by James, and I think that's the strength of the Ferrari in a lot of these corners. It holds the momentum really well.
I always struggled with this Ferrari. I thought it was a bit bitey at times. I found it really scary to drive. I think that's mainly traumatising from Bathurst, though, from memory. It's got
Bathurst. Bathurst is a track in itself to be terrified of. I mean, again, around here, is he going to keep it into, drop it down to third? Is he going to ride it fourth? The car starts to run wide a little bit.
Do you get much dirty air in these GT3s, or not really?
You can do that. Oh, that's
That rear of that Merc looks a bit slidey, doesn't it?
It does indeed. I mean, are those little flashes that James is giving him, going, "Hello, I'm here"? Is he going to send it down the inside now? Come on, James. Are we going to give us something blockbuster? No, he's being patient. He's worked now. He's.
There's a GTP. I know it. Is that Andrew Kenny? It is Andrew Kenny.
Again, look, do you know what that man is? He's like a moth to sunlight when it comes to the camera, and he just appears. Right, let's resume this battle again between Piper and Anis.
Give it another lap, and Andrew Kenny will be there saying hello, won't he? So.
He will. It's just every little battle he appears from. Oh, that is running wide. Okay, they're going to go side by side here. Now this is where it swings to the left. They've got to be careful here. This is going to be... Piper's done it.
He's done it, yeah, he's done it. That's a good move.
That's a great little move, but he's got to keep the momentum now the whole way down this back straight, or is that looks a bit twitchy.
I think he's going to get a good run on here, going into sunset though, with the slipstream.
Yeah, the Mercedes is... That Merc run is good, and again, the slipstream. Now it's going to be who is going to be brave onto the brakes. Again, the Merc creeps closer, gets closer. Is it going to get the drive away though? You can see the drive of the Ferrari is good out of that final corner.
James will, I think he's got a good amount of pace, so we'll see how he does over the next few laps.
Got to just build this little gap now. Coming round here to get them.
Or when the Merc runs wide, yeah, that'll give him a
And
bit
it's
of breathing room.
Yeah. A lot of curb again. The Ferrari tends not to like the curb round here. So you can see, now James runs wide, and you can see they are trading blows as they go.
Yeah, they're both pushing. It's good to see this late in the race as well. I have a feeling both of them know what's going to line for the championship. So
yeah,
I know James does.
James does. I'm not sure about Anis. I don't know if he realises or not. This is for championship position. He's got to get back ahead. As another Ferrari now makes an entrance. This time it is a GTP.
Yeah, Robert Scoville.
Yeah, ooh, gets mightily close to the back of his Ferrari brethren in the GT3 of James.
We got the inside here.
James is making it obvious, going, I've got my racing line, do not touch me please.
Seems that way.
Yeah, that's sensible again from the GT3 drivers, and I think that's one thing, and again you can probably tell us more on this saga, that the respect between the two classes this season has been pretty good. Not too many GT3s being murdered by GT3s as they go from what I remember.
No, very heads-up display of drivers throughout the championship season. I think that's one thing that has been stated over and over again is that the GT3 field, and the GTP field for that matter, has been very well behaved.
They've all been very good boys, haven't they? This season.
Sure
As
have.
Paul Rocky Cook would say. Our F4 champion from our recent Formula League.
Yep, and one of the good things as well when you do come into our leagues is we can produce little posters of podiums and pole positions as well, and also championships, to get a nice little artwork if you do request it as well, which is good.
Who's making those? I'm not making those.
No, I make them on the fly, don't I, if people ask. So we've got those.
No, they're a great addition to have for sure, and they just add so much depth to the Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all of our social media. Like I said, if you want to get involved with the SDR community, that stands for Sausage Dodgers Racing. Scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of your screen, get involved, insert yourself in the sim rig, and just come hang out in Discord. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and if you're watching this and you've never sim raced in your life and you're going, ooh, this looks like a bit of me, you know, pick yourself up a cheap wheel and don't don't spend loads of money straight away. Some people do, but see if you like it. Come racing league races with us, you know. Pick up a G29 or a cheap Moser or, you know, some of the more budget wheels, and you'll be able to have a fantastic experience. I'm going to advise you on how to set it up and the best ways of doing it. Because there's plenty of people in this league that have got really, really expensive rigs, and then there's more with, you know, some the beginner rigs. I started out with a DIY wooden rig for years. I actually started on an Xbox 360 force feedback wheel, very old. This was mounted to my desk when I first started iRacing 13 years ago. I wish I was quick after 13 years of iRacing, but you know.
Well, I believe, like we say, our young gun Louis Butler is still on a Logitech G29.
Yes, you do not need a good wheel to be fast. That's one of the biggest myths in sim racing. It really is. It adds to the immersion, the experience, but...
It does indeed, but I don't know if he's using the fabled G29 brake, because that
imagine it is.
I mean, that's sensational braking talent if you can brake like Louis does on that brake, as anyone knows. But it's basically on or off.
There will be people that do. You know, there's definitely people that adapt and are good enough with, you know, G29 pedals and whatnot. It's possible. More difficult, but possible. Yeah, I know lots of oval guys just run the G29 combo because you don't need to brake as much in those. Of course, you still need to brake. It's lots of the 1.5 mile tracks and the short tracks, but yeah. But don't be shy. If you like the look of sim racing, do get involved. It's a great community. There's lots of people out there. Obviously, the Sausage Dodgers racing community is more than, you know, we're very welcome to have you. It would be a pleasure to start you out on your sim racing journey. But yeah, there's websites like SimGrid and all different places where you can find plenty of opportunity. Is that Oscar having a little moment there? Is it? Look like it.
Yeah, it looks a bit little moment.
Yeah, we are getting in the ballpark, as you saw of Robert Scoball. He pit, so I think we'll see little bits of dribbles of, you know, GTP drivers pitting for their last stop over the next 3 or 4 laps, I reckon.
Yeah, I think you could be right here, and I think with just under 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes to go, and this is probably the perfect time to quickly wrap up between us all. What has been our highlight of the season? Saga, do you want to go first?
Ooh, highlight of the season. Ooh, that is such a tough one.
I mean, there could be multiple. You could just tell us all what they are.
Okay, I am gonna easily say the Nürburgring race. I think that was the very first time that we had a well planned out duo broadcast. You know, it was fun, it was enjoyable. I remember just getting out of the broadcast booth and going, man, I can't believe I get to do this for work. And to me, those are the memorable moments. The fact that the sausages make this fun again for me, and it's not just a job every single day. Because at some point, watching race cars does become boring. Right? You do the same thing day in, day out. Any hobby turns into a job, and at the end of the day, it starts to wear and tear on you. But the fact that we're doing things that are new, exciting, different, getting color commentators on board, doing different track car combos than what people are typically used to, getting a 21 car grid for the finale of a championship where someone mathematically already has it locked in place. These are the things that I'll remember for a very long time, that I'll tell people about. They won't quite understand.
Yeah, that's a fantastic overall. You know, I think it's been a good season of growth for sure. We've seen so many people even join late in the league, which I think is really healthy to see. Lots of new people for the Nürburgring race, and even if there's one or two new drivers tonight. You know, just having that constant sprinkle keeps the numbers up, and it keeps the league healthy, because there's been in even some of the leagues we've had in the earlier days, you just get number fall off, because unfortunately that's how leagues work. But I think if you get a good group of people, you can. It's great to have those numbers up. And if you keep the numbers up, it just keeps more people coming back. You know, if people know that the such and such racing leagues, their numbers are good throughout the season, it's people will stick around and sign up. You know.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And I mean, what's sort of been your highlight, Jack, of this particular season 5?
Well, I haven't watched all the races, unfortunately, because I haven't been around for all of them. But like Sagar, I really enjoyed.
How dare you?
I know, naughty me. But I've really enjoyed Nürburgring with Sagar. That was really good. I enjoyed racing also in Road Atlanta, even though I had an absolute stinker. Yeah, it's been great to see. A highlight I would say is Andrew Kenny's, like, from the last season of the Endurance Tour. I think his form has really picked up. I know obviously tonight he's not had the best result, but you can see his pace. You know, he's so fast. See a teammate really grow and become, like, he dedicates so much to he practices so much. And he wouldn't drive in the Formula League with us because he's like, no, I can't. You know, I'm too locked in with the GTPs, which just shows how much he wants to improve and get faster. So it's been really good to watch him basically dominate in some races. Like with the Nürburgring, he absolutely dominated, didn't he? He was...
Yeah, it's exactly that.
So far ahead. Which is good.
Good old capable Kenny.
Yep. I mean, you can see that gap still coming down. He's not going to, unfortunately, I don't think, unless there's some magic at the pit stop, I don't think he's going to catch Tim. But, yeah.
But who knows? Someone might stick auto fuel on in error and overfuel. We never know.
Overfuel, maybe.
But yeah,
if that gap comes down towards the end, it could be a bit smaller, and the pressure's on then, isn't it? You know, if you look at that relative and you see, oh, I've lost 5-6 seconds there. I've got to really step up. It's easier to make a mistake because you start pushing more.
No, indeed. So no, I'm just trying to think what my highlight of the season would be. Probably. I have to say, even though I don't like the track, the Nürburgring last week was really good. And the slightly funny moment where we found that there was a GTP in the GT3 field by accident. From that was quite a highlight. That was quite funny. But my personal highlight is probably, and I don't think it made the stream, was going all the way back to Imola in round 2, where I had a pit lane start and I finished battling Nick Ewers, I want to say, on the final lap, and got him on the final lap to get up to, I think, P9.
Fantastic.
After pit lane start, which was brilliant. It was great fun. And those are sort of the battles that you can have in these endurance races, where it's you know, ebbing and flowing as they go. And as you can see here, even Kenny, you know, is having a very, very good recovery drive. So yeah, it's been an overall a great season. And I believe it's understood that a season 6 may or may not be coming for endurance.
I would assume so. Nothing's been announced yet, so I can't confirm. But this endurance series is always a hit. We always get good numbers, so there's a good chance we'll see another season. Nothing announced properly yet, but just in the talks. Just keep your eyes peeled. Like, join the Discord if you want to join, and keep your eyes on the announcements page, and you'll see when we do announce the next series, which I can't imagine will be too long. Once we kick off with the upcoming series, I think we'll start organising the next one then, just so you've got things lined up. And it might even be once we get majors done, because majors is taking up a lot of our time at the moment, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and I think there's normally, from memory, there's a bit of a summer break, isn't there? Whilst people, may be on holiday.
Yeah,
or
sometimes.
At all.
Yeah, sometimes we have a few weeks off, but we'll see what happens. As you can see, more of the GTP drivers have their pit. Mark Richards is not pit yet, I believe. Is that right?
No.
Correct.
No, he hasn't pit. He's the only one that hasn't pit out of the GTPs.
So I think it'd be interesting to see where Kenny still got a pit for one, possibly? Because he's jumped Tim in the standings
we are getting quite close. So I did mention earlier, obviously, Mark's pace has fallen off Daniel Moffat's. Unless he went into a crazy fuel save mode to maybe make it to the end, which is a possibility.
Yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah, so if Mark gets this on strategy via fuel save, that's very, very impressive. But because I wouldn't have expected that, you can see the gap is slowly, it's coming down. So that's what I'm assuming. I think Mark Richards really is fuel saving here to try to save the pit stop. I'll be very impressed if he does that.
Well, I'm just thinking, does the last lap fly once the clock reaches 1:45, doesn't it? Or is there some sort of auto-calculation?
I think it can. I'm not 100% sure, but I think if you're close, like if it's like you can't do a lap in that time, if that makes sense. So if it's like a 44:50 or 44:30, I think you can then get the white flag.
Yeah,
but we shall see.
If it's going to be like a 1:43.10 or something like that, if he's going to. So where is Mark currently on the track? He's on the sort of in the back infield part.
Yeah.
Slowly coming. He'll be just about to come through to the Mon. So
look at the gap between him and Moffat. Like, it was 7 seconds on this very lap, and it's just dropping like a stone.
So he'll either run out of fuel or he is in uber fuel save mode. It's one of those two.
I think
I think he's in fuel save mode. Yeah, I really think he is.
He's either going to have to pit now, and it's just not worked for him because. Yeah, I mean,
depends on this lap. If he gets the
theory,
white, I reckon.
He could get the white flag now. I mean, is he gonna?
Oh, he's slowing down at the line. He's trying to force the white flag. He's trying to force the white flag. I don't know if he's done it or not.
I don't think he's got the white flag. I'm not seeing the white flag here as it stands.
152 that last time by. Mark Richards must be on fumes right now. Moffat chases with a 2-second gap, and it's dropping like a stone.
This is going to be interesting. And I was going to say, being this is the last few minutes of the championship, Saga, do you want the honours of taking us out, maybe?
Mark Richards leads us in the 420 in front of Daniel Moffat. For the final time, for the final lap, for the Endurance Tour, brought to you by SPR Services. The Sausage Dodgers go racing again here at Sebring, and it's not going to stop just because the white flag has come out. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. Moffat isn't satisfied with a podium tonight. He's going for a win. The championship could be decided, but Moffat still wants his haul of points. He's going to get around Mark Richards on the final lap as we close things out for the SPR Services Endurance Tour. Richards has succumbed to Moffat's attacks. He's run out of fuel much. He is absolutely fuel saving as much as possible. For the GT3s, it's gonna be Sweeney, Butler, and Clark. But here and now, it's gonna go the way of Daniel Moffat as we accept the checkered flag from Barney tonight here for the SPR Services Endurance Tour.
Well, Richards was not far away there, was he? That was a close one in the end. But he has run out of fuel. Look, I think
he's out of fuel.
He's out of fuel. He's definitely out of fuel. He's made it, though.
He has made it. I mean, the fact he was going the pace of the GT3 down the back straight said everything you need to know.
Well, it looks like Andrew's also done Tim by doing the same thing, I think. Because he's gained a position, hasn't he, Andrew? He was behind Tim.
So this is another thing to watch is also, is Andrew going to run out of fuel? He's on that strategy.
Yes, he might do. He is dropping like a... No, he's not. I'm not sure. That relative is just fluctuating. I think he'll be okay. Oscar across the line for P3. Andrew Kenny, P4.
That's a masterclass by Kenny there on fuel saving and is Mark Richards.
That was really impressive. I was very surprised about that. It was good to watch. That was nice ending. So does that confirm the championship is Andrew Kenny's? I'm pretty sure.
I believe that would be confirmed. We'll have you guys check the sim grid for me as quick as possible, if that's okay. We'll get the results pulled up here in just a few moments as we wait for a few more drivers to cross the line and the session closes out. The results posted here for the race, here for the SPR Services Endurance Tour. In the GT3 category, Zach Sweeney took the win for Drive Lounge Racing. Butler in second. Matthew Clark in third with a quiet but deadly podium. James Piper being the hard charger tonight with 13 positions gained. Pierre Paolo Leto in fourth, James Piper in fifth, Josiah Anise in sixth, Neil Thompson, Lloyd Butler, Andrew Kestrich, Mikhailo Samuel, Nick Ewer, Simon Darsh, Engine Domez, and Benedetto De Bezzo rounding things out. Over to the GTP category, it was Daniel Moffat, Mark Richards, and Oscar Corbett leading the charge. Then Andrew Kenny, Tim Williams, Robert Spohr, and Lewis Fisher round out our championship tonight. We have a couple of drivers in the interview room waiting to go, and we'll talk to them in just a few moments.
Yep, let's do it. See you there.
Let's go.
But yeah, no,
No.
great fun. Hello.
All right, everybody, we're ready to go ahead for our interviews. We're ready to rock. And let's talk to first and foremost our race winner. It went the way of Daniel Moffat tonight. Daniel, how does it feel to walk away with the win tonight in the dark at Sebring?
Oh, absolutely brilliant, mate. I'm so glad it didn't rain because I'm not really ready for the hypercars in the wet yet. So I was glad of that one.
Well,
Yeah,
the luck of the
brilliant.
Irish seemed to be in your favor tonight, and you seem to be on a bit of a hot streak for the evening now, aren't you? It seems like 2 weeks in a row we've had the pleasure of talking to you.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to race tonight. I had an accident at the weekend and I've fractured my hip. So I've all week I've been like, oh, I want to get in the rig, and tonight I didn't want to miss tonight. I was really looking forward to it. So yeah, it held up.
Danny,
Um,
what did you think when you saw Mark out ahead of you, not stopping? Did you think, oh no, surely not, he's going to do it?
Oh mate, I was like, I was saying to the stream like, he's not pitting, is he? He's not pitting, and there was like a couple of laps left. I said, if he gets to the end without a stop, he well deserves the win. That was some great fuel saving you were doing. It was brilliant.
and now Daniel Moffat, I'm not confirmed this or not, but you're 2 points behind Mark going into the championship. You might have pipped him for P2 in the standings. Again, unconfirmed data just yet. It's gonna be tight at the very least.
Yeah. Just being in the top three at all, I was surprised because it's just I've been since they changed that livery. You know, it's I've been getting lucky.
The lucky charms. There you go.
Lucky charms
Yeah.
strike again.
Yeah.
So podium for you nonetheless for the SPR Services Endurance Tour Season 5. That should be confirmed nonetheless. I mean, how does that feel to round out this amazing season?
Oh, just amazing! I'm so glad I went in the hypercar because they're so good fun. They really are. I don't want to drive anything else now. I'm just hooked on it. Yeah, feels amazing. Thank you so much for organising it to everyone that has been organising it. It's been brilliant.
Absolutely. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody that you'd like to thank, Daniel?
Everyone that's been organising it, and the GT3s have been amazing when we've come to pass them. They've been totally predictable. They've been perfect. Yeah, thanks Tim, Mark, everybody for all the battles. I can't quite battle with Andrew Kenny yet. I'll keep trying. I'll see. I'll try and get a bit quicker. Try and hang on to you a little bit. We'll see. We'll see.
Thanks, Daniel. Really appreciate you. And most importantly, I really appreciate your continued support here for the Sausage Dodgers. We see you in just about every series, time and time again. Yeah. Just thank you for your love and support, and hope to see you back for the Porsche Cup, the next GT3 series, and many more to come.
Yep, I'll be practicing. I'll be practicing ready.
I'll tell Andrew you're coming for him.
Okie doke, yep, you do that. It's on.
Take care, Daniel. Right. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Next up, we're going to talk to none other than Mark Richards, who I think mathematically did secure P2 in the standings. If I can update things one more time. There we go. Yes, mathematically by one singular point. In the GTP category, Mark Richards finishes things out P2 in the championship standings and P2 on the leaderboard for here at Sebring. Mark Richards, how does it feel?
Oh, it feels great, Sagar. Yeah, no, that was a good race. A lot of fuel saving in the second stint. I was hoping to not stop, and I didn't stop, but I did run out of fuel before sunset.
But you're able to still make it to the line, right?
Yep. I had to coast the last 0.3 of a lap. It's I was hoping I could just edge it on Daniel, but no, he was on good form tonight. So well done to him.
Absolutely.
Did you pick up a bit of damage with at the start of the race with an incident between you and Andrew and Oscar, I believe?
Yeah, that's it. I definitely did. I had wheel damage for sure. And then when Andrew had that little spin, and then I hit the back of him, like it didn't say, but I must have had some damage. The car was not gripping like it was before. As soon as as soon as I came out of the pits, the car was great. So yeah, I definitely had some kind of front end damage.
Well, Mark Richards on the podium for the championship in the GTP category. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, thank you to Andrew. He kept me honest, and I definitely need to work up to his ability level. And Daniel as well. Like it's really close championship with Daniel and Oscar. So yeah, appreciate everybody, and yeah, look forward to the next one.
Thank you very much, Mark. Have a great night, and as always, stay safe out there, brother.
Thank you.
Last but not least, in the GTP category, we're going to have to talk to none other than Andrew Kenny, that 000, who didn't fall fortune favorite tonight, unfortunately, but still comes home with the championship win. Andrew Kenny, how does it feel tonight after a disappointing race, I must say? You must still feel confident with the championship under your belt.
Yeah, it feels good to win the championship, Targa. A little bit of nasty netcode at the start of the race, which kind of like put me out the contention for the win. But it is what it is. It happens sometimes.
Well, you definitely had the pace tonight. You were blistering out there and lapping pretty much the entire field. What does it take to get up to your level of commitment?
Honestly, you cannot beat time on track. That's the best thing that will get you time every step.
Right on, Andrew. And with the championship under your belt and the trophy, well, figuratively headed your way, how does it feel to be a champion with the Sausage Dodgers SPR Services Endurance Tour?
Good, man, good. I've only been driving these cars maybe 5 months now. I don't feel like I've reached my potential with them yet. There's still plenty more to come.
Definitely, with more to come on the. Go ahead.
I think that's an omen for the rest of the grid, isn't it? If there's more pace than Andrew Kenny.
I was about to say that is a frightening thought.
With more to come on the horizon as Andrew Kenny continues to be fierce and fast. Furious indeed. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, I want to dedicate this championship to all the Sausage Dodgers. Mark Richards, Oscar Corbett, Tim, Jack, Nick. Unfortunately, we have to shout out for Les as well. But, also a big shout out, to the Patreons, the sponsors, stuff like that. And these leagues won't happen, without the drivers. And also, Saga, a big shout out to yourself, my friend, for all the work you do.
Thanks, brother. Great shout out indeed to everybody.
We've got the majors coming up this weekend, and after that, all I've got to do is wait for the asylum bus to pick me back up. I'll be back home.
Sounds good, Andrew. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you very much for all the hard work you do as well behind the scenes. Gotta shout out all that work that you're doing now especially for the upcoming America Series. So keep your eye and ear to the ground for that, folks. And with that, we'll be moving on over to the GT3s now. And we'll go from the bottom to the top. Now we're here. Let's start with who's in the booth with me first and foremost. Let's start with is James Piper here? No. Zach Sweeney. He's here. Okay. Matthew Clark. Okay. Just checking. Let's go with Zach Sweeney then. Zach Sweeney, you walk away with the championship now, driving that Mercedes AMG GT3 to victory with nothing but podiums under your belt. How do you find the consistency and rhythm?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, hello everyone. It's been a really good season, so thank you to everyone for putting on the championship. I joined Portimao with 20 minutes notice just to have a bit of a laugh with Noah. Wasn't necessarily expecting a lot, but to come home with the championship, it means a lot. It's our first one, full-fledged title. We've come ever so close as Drive Lounge Racing, vice championships and whatnot, but to actually get our first driver's title it means a lot to us as a team. So yeah, really, really good stuff. In terms of consistency, I've always prided myself on being one of the more consistent drivers out there, minimizing mistakes. I mean, today I think I probably felt the most consistent I've ever been. It's been something that as a team, ironically, we really have been putting a lot of focus into, helping to train the guys up to be more consistent. So thought I'd go out there and try and practice what I preach a little bit. Main thing obviously is just muscle memory. Sebring is a circuit that, you know, we put a lot of work in for the special event, so didn't really need much practice. Just jumped in last night, did a few laps, got up to speed, and then rocked up for the practice session tonight, and it was all there. So yeah, really glad to have had some fun throughout the way, throughout the season, and along the way. And yeah, overall, just really happy to have kept it clean, kept it consistent, and always been there or thereabouts. I don't think I've necessarily been the quickest one of the GT3 field. Noah, and Lewis and James and a couple of other drivers right at the beginning of the season have really, you know, challenged all the way through. So it's not been easy in the slightest, but yeah, good that the consistency sort of helped me keep the advantage all the way through. Yeah.
Well, Zach, on the championship win, you're taking it home tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
Yeah, big shout out to obviously all the SDR guys. Again, thank you for being so welcoming into the championship, and to our junior driver Josiah, as I always say every single week, the steps that he's taken week in, week out. I think this is a brilliant place for new drivers or inexperienced drivers to come and learn their craft, and equally for, you know, for some more competitive drivers. There's the spread all the way through the field. So yeah, SDR, big thank you to them, and for all the hard work through the season, to yourself, Sagar, as well, for being behind the mic, and yeah, always as well to Noah for the help, as being a great teammate, to Lewis for being a brilliant rival as well. We've shared some really good moments over the course of the season, and yeah, big shout out was always to Drive Lounge Racing, their support, and yeah, this means a lot to bring it home.
Thank you, Zach. Really appreciate your support here for the Sausage Dodgers Racing, and congratulations on the championship win.
Cheers, guys. See you next season.
And looming around in the broadcast booth, we have none other than Louis Butler. And we'll talk to Louis Butler very briefly about his race here at Sebring.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty nice race. It was extremely tiring trying to keep up with Zach. You know, in the end, you know, it comes down to fine margins, and you know, unfortunately, we had a little tangle at the start of the race. Not very happy about that, but it's what it is. You know, it was a fantastic season. Just want to thank everybody, and yeah, it was all for a lot of fun.
Nice, Louis. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you very much for your support here for the Sausage Dodgers community, brother.
Thanks, Sagar. I want to thank you as well. I mean, brilliant commentating as always. Thank you for putting on a show, my friend.
Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. Now, speaking of things that are coming up, speaking of things that are on the horizon, we've got to announce something special, and we've got a special person to announce it for us. Of course, you've seen it. Of course, you've heard it. It's the Barham Classic and Competitions partnership with Sausage Dodgers Racing. Coming up soon is going to be the Porsche Cup Season 3, sponsored by Barham Engines Classic and Competition. It's going to be a heck of a time. Don't miss out. We had a stacked grid last time we ran. That's going to be even more epic this time. Go ahead and scan that QR code on the bottom right-hand side of your screen to find out more about the P-Cup Championship. We also have our special event coming up very soon on June 13th at 7 p.m. GMT. Silverstone Circuit, 90-minute race, 50% fuel load. It's going to be a great time. Pit stop is going to be had for sure. Scan those QR codes, get involved, and join us on Discord. If you want to support the stream, if you want to support the SDR community, there's a great way to do so. It's as easy as scanning that QR code on your screen. It goes directly to our PayPal and helps us keep our sessions alive, our practice sessions for our drivers, to keep our streams alive, to keep the lights on at Tim's house. It all costs money. So at the end of the day, we appreciate everybody's love and support, and we want to shout out a couple of people in particular that I didn't mention earlier on in the stream, and I greatly apologize for not doing so. We got to shout out our newest members to our Patreon. It's going to be Chris Carr in the Tier 3, and of course, Benedetto De Vezzo in that Tier 2 category. Thank you so much to the brand new sausages. Now we have someone here who's going to wrap things up for us. It's going to be none other than Mr. Tim Williams in the broadcast booth to bring us home. Tim Williams, how do you reflect back on a season with so many drivers?
Oh, hi, Saga. Yeah, it's been a really good season actually. My first season in the GTP, and have to say I've absolutely loved it. Congrats to all the drivers. Well done to Andrew, Mark, Daniel, everybody. They've all done tremendously well. Proud of Andrew for picking up the season win tonight. Really good job. Thanks to everybody for watching. All the admin crew for all their hard work as usual. All the sponsors. Everybody, and you as well, mate. It's been a terrific season. Really, really good.
It really has been a tremendous season, and I would call season 5 a season of growth, whether it was for the drivers and development in the GTP category or myself as well. I feel like this was definitely a season of growth.
Yeah, things are definitely progressing with the Sausage Dodgers. You know, we're trying to step the game up a little bit. You're doing a fantastic job with the stream. The stream's looking better and better every time. So just be really good if everyone could spread the word. You know, share the stream, get a few more people interested, get a few more people watching, and let's all grow together. Really.
That's the plan, Tim. That's the plan. Now, boys in the broadcast booth with me, do you guys have any comments or reflections on the season as we close things out?
It's been fantastic. It's been a great season. Fantastic to see numbers all throughout. You know, I think every season, every league we do, as it goes on, we seem to be getting better numbers towards the end of the final races, which is very, very promising and bodes well for us in the future. So, as I completely agree with you, Sagar, good season of growth, and yeah, it's been great. Very, very enjoyable. And it's been great to be in the booth as well. I've really enjoyed it. It was lots of fun last week at the ring, and today was great with us three, with Benny Boy and yourself, Sagar. I've really enjoyed it. It's a good laugh.
Yeah, same from me. It's been a brilliant season. It's been a little bit different for me, stepping back into GT3 after a break away from sim racing. So hopefully next season I'll go back to GTP. But yeah, no, this experience in the booth for today has been absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just been a fantastic season. And obviously, thank you for all your hard work on the broadcast as the season's gone on, Saga.
Thank you all so much for your kind words. It's truly been a pleasure to have this platform to work with you all season after season. Sooner than I think, we're going to cross a 1-year threshold from when we talked initially, Tim. And that will be another milestone to reflect on where we came from and where we are today as far as our growth, progression, and that simple message I first sent you.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely come a long way, all of us. And I'm amazed it's almost been 12 months, to be honest. It's time has definitely flown by for sure. I just want to just one last thing from me as well. I just want to wish everyone luck for this weekend's Majors Le Mans 24-hour. Whether you're watching or driving, just good luck to everyone. Opal Lavar, we got 3 teams in this season. 2 GTP teams and 1 GT3 team. Hopefully we can pick up some good results. We've been practicing hard for sure. I think pretty much everyone's qualified now, done all their qualifying runs, so we're all set to go for the weekend. So looking forward to another good year of Le Mans.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everybody at the majors coming up. It's going to be a ton of fun for the Sausage Dodgers team. Make sure you check them out to see how they're progressing in their split. But for now, this is going to wrap things up for the Sausage Dodgers SPR Services Endurance Tour. It's been a pleasure. And thank you so much to our title sponsor of SPR Services for servicing, mop prep, diagnostic, tires, breakdown, and recovery. Look no further than SPR Services. Folks, it has truly been a pleasure to take you from green to checkered flag, not only tonight, but throughout this championship and all of the Sausage Dodgers racing seasons. All good things have to come to an end, and so shall this, unfortunately. Everybody, on behalf of the broadcast team tonight, Jack McCarthy, Benedetto De Vezzo, everybody here, the winners, the losers, the champions, the finishers. Have a great night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye for now.